The iron sheet scandal has been, it's one of the greatest scandals that has shaken this nation. A scandal involving ministers who are supposed to be the custodians of service delivery. I think for me, it was it shows insensitivity of these ministers towards the disadvantaged of this society. It shows also that some of the enemies of government could be within, because what they did, it shows that actually they don't love even the government they serve, they don't love the people that they serve, they don't love even the country that they serve. Karamoja has been a conflict-prone country. It's poverty-stricken, famine, food insecurity, and so for government, and indeed the president, to come up with an affirmative action as part of the disarmament and peace building, to provide support to especially the Karachunas, giving them support so that they can they can drop cattle rustling and embark on development. It was a good intervention in terms of peace building, in terms of addressing security, because security is development. Security, one of the major causes of security is poverty. So attacking attacking security through development is a fundamental intervention that actually could transform the conflict-prone Karamoja. But then for the ministers to be so insensitive and share out these iron sheets, we don't know even what other things they have shared, explains why Karamoja has become perennially insecure, poor, and actually the end, like the end of the world. So I think the shake-up by the president is fundamental. One, he has attacked the problem from its head. Because now these are people who most of us, as the humble, ordinary citizens, thought they would not be the untouchables. But to arrest the ministers sends a firm signal to the corrupt that will not go scot-free. But also, I would advise that the president goes beyond the arrest of these of the people involved and recover, but also punish, so that corruption doesn't become a model for our society. Because you are raising up children, you are raising up young people who see these people as models of success. Corruption, money earned through corruption, does not actually contribute to lasting wealth. It is wealth that doesn't stay, it passes by, but also undermines effort of hard work. So why should people work hard to build wealth when they can quickly run and actually steal? So I think the president has done well, but we are yet to see. I think the investigation should be wide-ranging, so that people even don't say that this one has been crucified, that there has been selective justice. It should be widespread, it should go deep, and it should be thorough, of course. It would be important, of course, to follow rule of law, so that even innocent people, because I think among the people alleged to have stolen the iron sheets, there could be some innocent. But if, of course, you are caught with them, with iron sheets, then you are culpable. But then justice must be seen to work, and justice doesn't need to be selective. Evidence has shown in this country that annually we lose about 10 trillion Uganda shillings to corruption. That is the money that would have otherwise improved service delivery to our citizens. That money is taxpayers' money. That money does not belong to a minister, to a technical person in ministries. It belongs to all of us. And we expect the government to give us service delivery, including and fundamentally infrastructure development, clean water, investment in water for irrigation, as a backbone to boost our agriculture, because Uganda is an agro-based country. We need to invest in agriculture. We need to invest in the health care, because that's human development. Health care, education, are very, very fundamental, but we find that we don't have medicine. For some time, I think the last 2 months, there was no medicine in hospitals. That is corruption, and which of course exposes our people to sickness. If you have a sick population, they cannot be productive. So we need to improve service delivery in those areas: education, health, of course, infrastructure development, agriculture, which is a backbone of our economy, and then you will see the country come out of this economic meltdown that has been occasioned on us by the impact of COVID-19 and, of course, on the war in Ukraine and climate change. So I think, for me, if corruption is tackled head-on, starting with the big fish and going down to everybody, so that there is equity in terms of rule of law, there's no selective justice, and people fear corruption because the cost of being caught having stolen taxpayers' money is very high, including recover and leaving you bare poor. Then actually we'll save that 20 trillion that has been found to be stolen every year and invest 10 trillion. You can imagine the impact of 10 trillion if it was invested in our schools, if it was invested in our hospitals. We'd even have hospitals here, top of the range hospitals, and our people would have quality health care here rather than looking for it abroad in Kenya and other parts of the world. How could ministers just share the iron sheets, the goods, and just think that things will be okay, enrich themselves when they are the most privileged members of our society? It shows how the moral decadence of our people, and I think if this country is going to rediscover itself and move it to the path of development, deal with corruption, which I know cannot be completely eradicated, but we can hit the head of corruption, that it will always, the head will be down, and then save money to invest in sustainable development. One of the effects of corruption, we've said, it undermines service delivery, which actually is the role of government. The role of government is to offer efficient and excellent service delivery to the citizens, and it's actually it's a right of citizens to get their services because they pay their taxes and they are citizens of the country. And one of the most affected now is our health sector. Our health sector is in dire need, and we have seen even in the health sector, as I said 2 months ago, drugs were not reaching most health centers. There was a crisis, and maybe now it has started to grow there, but it shows that corruption has undermined the efficiency of the health sector. But beyond that, we've seen with this with the failure of the health sector, most of our people actually seeking better health services abroad, which is very colossal, which is very costly. It costs a lot of taxpayers' money. But also, of course, it's enjoyed by the top political class, the technical class, and while the common person is here suffering. So what am I talking about? There is a need for government, there is a need for our leaders to invest massively in the health sector and actually save the money that we spend abroad on our people. Yes, very important people, but this service, they can get it here from this country. So I would love to see, like in some of these regional hospitals, upgraded to referral hospitals, but equipped. And even if we attracted foreign direct investment, PPP, because we even have a law, public-private partnerships, so that we can team up or partner with experts abroad, and we're able to attract top-of-the-range Medicare in this country. We'll be able to bring the cost of health services down. We'll be able to make it affordable by people. Because now, for example, there is a resurgence of cancer. Cancer has become a problem. Most of our people are dying of cancer for one reason or the other. Most of our people, when they go for cancer treatment, it has already reached stage 3, stage 4, where it cannot be cured. But actually, experts tell us that if cancer is detected early, we're at stage 1, it is treatable. So, but which health institution at the grassroots can test cancer? So people, when they go, they are actually going for therapeutic treatment so that they die without pain. So I think fight corruption, liberate the 10 trillion, invest in the health sector, invest in our schools, you will see actually a ripple effect in terms of the benefit. There will be a lot, because if you have a healthy population, then they will be more productive. If you have a skilled population, a knowledgeable population, they will be enterprising, they create wealth, and the government taxes wealth, and then invests again in the development and service delivery of the people. So the circle continues to move. So that's where we have to go. Abantu gamba Minister wa health, Dr. Chenga gambere mu government eriyo neza ku rolling out National Health Insurance Scheme. Nekirungi ejo scheme ninungi kugira ngo buri munya-Uganda atunge insurance. Konka ekyo tukikuza kukora twaba tutine investment omu marwariro gitu. Ekyo twaba turiyo nitugamba ezi sente ezeze bakwiba buri mwaka, esente z'okwiba research neyoreka ngu ni 10 trillion mwene oba n'obusiriira 10 buri mwaka. Obusiriira 10 obwo babasa kubusevinga, abakubuziba bakabakwata bakazibaka bakabafubira esente ezo nyogu nakwenda government nkazi investingire omu health nasho omubyamagara to improving amarwariro gitu agaga health center 3 health center 4 then ekindi tugaruka tuziteka omu mashomero tubasa kuimproving amashomero. So twabasa kuzinvesting omu health care no mu mashomero noja kureba abantu abwana ogamba ngu baja ushanga bini nka cancer babashabe sente za cancer barimwa no kushanga ngu wa improving health services ziri accessible abantu bona bakuzibasa bakubasa no detecting cancer kirinto hat cost ya cancer baje detecting kirinto cost yo kugituritinga nebe na yerinki konka kwe kuba yakuzereza yigo. So ncho nanyigamba nti government ya saving ezo sente ekinvesting mu marwariro okuruga hansi mu community, amarwariro ago kagikwipinga kutestinga cancer na nezindi ndwara abwo mbweni nka malaria nakantu kache HIV ezo zona za covid nazia nibyo nubasa kushanga ngo even at the lowest level nkahamuruka ahagombora ezo mbazi testingero basi testinga bakazikwata ziri kirinto nizitambirwe busente buke aterese insurance y'abantu ogamba neijamo. So ati konka nojo shanga ngo marwaro tari mu mabazi abakozi barimu binekiniga abakozi ncho kushanjara n'abakazi nomanya on average this country tukina abakazi 19 bakufa buri izoba bakuzara, tukina abantu 16 abakufa buri izoba bakwita omushwija bagize ngo naka actually twina abantu 86 abaru kufa buri izoba bakwita HIV and yet nkayara vizuruho nanka obutimba buruho. So nabwo ekindi nabwo ejo health care ndyo ningamba tikujara ngo treatment yonka health care netekwa kugenda n'amagezi. So education, awareness creation, then of course na treatment. So for example nkawana sa kushanga ngo means of health and supplementing health care zo na health prevention na nka campaigns hato nabantu mbaba tachije itwitwe nkitongore chite twakweta code cy'kurra tukakora project buhweju ya hygiene ya health tukaza tukabantu encouraging ananka hygiene abantu kuba we are looking at the preventative side. By 5 years kutwaje kuruga buhweju ebitanda bikabiriho bushabana bato abakucha kwite ezendware zibakwita jana communicable diseases ahubwo kubuyonjo bukengera nkayi omubantu hygiene kwe kwengera omubantu okurwara kutuba na nkabarwire batuba esente zo spending aha treatment is too. Actually prevention is better than cure nukwe abashobora kutugira. So ngamba nti yes ere services abashabo babe barimu embaze berimu konke kiri important no kushomesa abantu okabegese byo buyonjo kandi okastrengthenga na leadership a community level noja kureba cost ya health yaza hansi abantu bitu baba health productivity yaza yiguru n'abantu bagigahara neza gukora government yagita nk'omutuma nk'oku nagamba nti hariho nka Kisizi hospital biine health insurance, abaana Ncwanga hospital biine health insurance, abantu nibaja affording. So egi health insurance ei government etandikire nayo etakagira ngu ekitandike kugira ngu yoona neeza kushushana, nayo bagisegmenting, hariho abakubaasa kugiteeka in different categories so that abantu batunga insurance ei bakubaasa. Hati kandi ekindi naningira nti benchmarking nk'egyo nanka Kisizi eza Ncwanga n'agandi amahanga gaine health insurance, then turebe oku twakubaasa kugibaasa so that every Ugandan atunge health insurance. Ningira nebaasika okwihaho ngu eshemereire kuba led by knowledge etakaba led by politics. Sometimes politics kuzikuleadinga mutakozire enough research, hati oshanga mwakora ekintu kija kitahangara kyakora kusinga midway kyokurebera tukutandikira projects zitakwa. So bakore nanka thorough research so that nanka the national health insurance scheme is led by knowledge, by research, and then make it affordable, ojikora affordable by everyone, by looking at asa kwa tukwingana. Hariho abasejeje class nibabasa n'okutashana, hariho nanka gold, hariho silver, hariho platinum batyo, konka yona nebera insurance neyamba abantu bihanga, konka yo decision ekire ni supporting.